up, guys? Adventurously checking in. Nice to meet you. Still in Guatemala. Going to break down a full activity day for you. We hiked the active volcano, Pacaya Volcano. Stay tuned. We're going to give you full detail, full cost, good, the bad, the ugly. Alright guys, we already knocked it out. Full fun day of hiking an active volcano, Pacaya Volcano. It's about 200 meters above sea level, and it last erupted actually in 2021. It had a full eruption and it got crazy. So it's pretty cool experience, pretty fun thing to do. I'm gonna tell you where we started, how we got there, give you the full breakdown. So first things first, 4:30 arrival time. We booked this thing at 4:30 because you want to go early. So we booked it for 4:30 a.m. And like I say, the customer service here is next level. So you want to be downstairs 15 minutes ahead of those guys. Because actually, I got down there at 4:15 and our driver was already down there waiting on us. So we had a 4:30 a.m. call time.
So after leaving Guatemala City, it's about a 55-minute to 65-minute car ride. There's no traffic that early in the morning. The birds aren't even up that early in the morning. So it was a quick ride over there. Tried to get some sleep, but didn't really get any sleep on the way there to Antigua. But essentially, he dropped us off at the office. We went to a coffee shop, got some coffee, met up with the other people coming on the tour and things like that. They allowed us to get snacks, take a bathroom break before we made the, an hour trek?
But speaking of that hour trek, this is not a normal hour trek. It's very windy, a lot of bumpy roads. So be advised to what you eat, especially if you get car sick. Like myself personally, I kept it light, and I used a thing called Dramamine. I used that one. That was helped me out a lot because I had no issues whatsoever. But it is a very windy road, about an hour and a half trek up to the volcano. So as we pulling up to this spot, what are your initial thoughts? It's about 7 a.m., 7, 8 a.m. We pulling up. What are your initial thoughts? What are you thinking? What's on your mind?
Well, from waking up at 4:30, well actually 3:30, be ready at 4:30. I'm not even awake yet, so my thoughts aren't even awake. But arriving there, I'm just thinking, man, I don't know how difficult this tour is going to be, how difficult the hike's going to be itself. I'm still a little bit sleepy, so hopefully I'm just thinking like I'm just going to snooze kind of through it and forget that it happened if it is difficult. But you know, just arriving there, there's a lot of people around. There's people asking you if you want to buy sticks or ride a horse or things like that. And you know, I was a little grumpy in the morning, so I was like, you know, no gracias, no gracias, no gracias. I didn't care what anybody was saying. I was just trying to start hiking. But initial thoughts, it's early in the morning. We got to do a hike. Let's see what it's like.
All right, guys, so what to wear? This hike is a little bit different than your typical hike, right? Because you want to wear loose clothing, athletic clothing. But for this one, like Guatemala is a pretty cool city. It's a pretty cool country in general, at least the parts we're in. So you want to dress comfortable with comfortable clothing. Make sure you have long sleeve, maybe like some sort of light jacket, like a windbreaker, some sort of like that, because you're gonna have to. There's parts where it's cool, there's parts where it's gonna be a little hot, you know. So you want to wear athletic wear, and then focus on not too heavy, right? You don't want to be too heavy. You want to wear like a big old bubble jacket. At the same time, you don't want to wear nothing at all, right? And then as far as shoes, you can actually, it's easy trek, right? You just wear like regular shoes if you want, regular sneakers, or if you wear like hiking shoes if you want. I wore Nikes again. They didn't quite make it, but overall, I got there. No problem at all. I didn't slip or fall or anything like that. So as far as what to wear, athletic wear, but with some long sleeves just in case.
All right, guys, you know, talking about what you're wearing and things like that, let's talk about the fitness level. How fit do you need to be? Now, I consider us two very fit men. We work out, you know, at least every other day. We do cardio. We played college football, things like that. But guys, It is not that crazy of a hike. There are a lot of rocks. You have to watch your step, especially coming down. So if you have knee, hip problems, make sure you're aware that, yeah, you are going to be, you know, bracing yourself a little bit, catching yourself, sliding a little bit, going up. You're going to be doing a lot of lunges and things like that. In terms of difficulty, I would put this at a 4 out of 10 hike. It's not that crazy. I mentioned in a previous video, there was an older man from Japan. They were from Japan, and he was in a group of I think it was his kids and their girlfriends or something like that.
4 or 5 of them. Yeah, 6 of them.
And he had to be 70 plus. And I mean, this guy essentially did the entire tour with his hands behind his back, even walking up on an incline. So just keep in mind, just know yourself, know what you're comfortable with. There are horses available if you get tired. They're constantly walking by. If you need a lift up, we saw a couple of people, a few children get on those horses and things like that. But again, they take frequent breaks. You can always ask your tour guide to take breaks. But just make sure you know yourself, know your fitness level. Don't hurt yourself on a trip and things like that. You don't want to ruin your trip early because you try to go hard so fast. But just make sure you're comfortable and your shoes as well. In terms of what he was saying, just make sure you have good sturdy shoes when you are going up inclines and going down inclines. You don't want to slide down and catch yourself the wrong way and things like that. So fitness level wise, I'm saying a 4 out of 10, not an extremely difficult hike. But again, I do Stairmaster all the time, so I was ready for it.
I'll say this, you'll find yourself having a more difficult time dodging the horse poop rather than the actual trail itself. Cause it is kind of well, I want to say well paved, right? As far as like going up, it's pretty well paved, so it's not that hard to get up, right? And then yeah, you definitely want to just make sure you got good stamina. And also, I'll say this about the guys. A lot of the guys, man, they're very patient. I seen guys go all the way, then come back, come get some more people, and make sure they're just keeping it all together, right? Our group, we're pretty overall, it was pretty fit. Like from us, the old Japanese guy, and they had a younger couple in their 30s, 40 couple, a lady, she was about in her 50s, she did it. So, and then you seen kids going, so it ranges, right? But definitely know yourself and just be prepared to get a little sweat going, and just be prepared, essentially. All right, Abe, so we made it to the top. Another mountain, conquered another volcano. We made it to the top. I think we got there in about an hour and 45 minutes, maybe, hour and a half, maybe. Like, it wasn't anything crazy. What were your initial thoughts when we get up there? You can see the other 3 volcanoes as well. You know, what's your initial thoughts when we make it up there?
Initial thoughts was it was worth it. You know, it's worth it. You wake up early, you don't want to wake up that early, but you do want to do the hike, right? That is something that is so small in the grand scheme of the whole thing. Once you get up there and you see the view and you can see an active volcano and you can see the volcanoes in the distance and just the scenery alone. I mean, we were up in the clouds.
Not erupt, but it made like a noise.
Yeah, it went off. Yeah, it went off. We felt the shock wave a little bit as well. Yeah. So, I mean, just that experience alone, you know, that's one for the dinner table, right? That's a story we can talk about to people and things like that when talking about traveling. And so it's definitely a hike you want to do. It's definitely something you want to see, you want to experience that, you want to be able to say you did it, especially if you come to Guatemala.
So my initial thought made it up there. So what makes this one unique is you can roast marshmallows, right? So this one's pretty interesting take. So we got to roast marshmallows, take pictures. We got up there early enough where we got to take just a few of us up there, right? As far as the group goes, took some cool pictures, dope views, dope vibes. And yeah, I'm really happy, you know, just knocking them out, right? Essentially, it's our second one, not our last one. A lot more to come along with that. So really cool vibes. Definitely a great accomplishment. Definitely another notch on my belt. Add that to the bragging rights of life. All right, so as we all know, what goes up must come down. So when we're going down, Abe, what are you thinking? What are your thoughts? It gets a little treacherous. It's a little treacherous, right? What are you thinking as we descend down? And also, a cool thing about going down, you don't go the same way you came up. So you're essentially just doing like a loop, right? So what were your initial thoughts going down Pacaya Volcano?
So I've hiked volcanoes before and things like that, so I knew going down was going to be the worst part of everything. Going down, everyone thinks going up is hard and tough. It's always going down. Always be prepared going down. Bracing yourself, your hips, your knees, you feel it in your lower back. You have to be comfortable. Yeah, you gotta be comfortable going down, taking your time, going slow, being aware of where you're stepping and how close you're getting to edges and things like that. Because, I mean, I slipped 4 or 5 times. We saw a lady, she fell three or four times just straight on her back, which could have been a lot more catastrophic and traumatic if she landed on a rock the wrong way. But thankfully, she got up right away and nothing was wrong. But you have to remember, take your time going down. It's no rush to get down. Yes, you're gonna go a lot faster, but you need to take your time so you don't hurt yourself and end up in a hospital and ruin your trip.
And definitely when you're going down, right, as you descend it down, there are pit stops where you can get food, drinks, chips, snacks, tacos, right, beer, right. There's one little corner that has, they're offering beer and drinks and whatnot. So going down, yeah, you gotta be careful, but there are also opportunities for you to refuel and re-energize yourself as well. All right, guys, so we made it on down, and that's that, right? So we booked this trip for $90. $90. That included to and from, right? To and from Guatemala City to Antigua, and as well as it was $15 US dollars to enter the park. And again, the $90 that included to and from with the guide as well, and then just $15 to enter the park. So you had about $105 in total. And we used Guatemala for this one. And this is a very popular trip, so you want to make sure you kind of book it early because Expedia was sold out. What's the other one? Get Your Guide, they were sold out. And if they weren't sold out, they had an astronomically high, like $200 for the tour, or $225. So you want to make sure you book this one early as possible and be selective what dates you're gonna pick it, because the price will change. But Guatemala, pretty solid platform to book experiences on.
Okay, guys, so they dropped us back off in Antigua. We were waiting for our driver to take us back to Guatemala City, so we had some time to kill. So we got a lunch, and boy, was that lunch delicious. I mean, it was a large portion of the lunch, and I mean, it was like $35, $40,
$60 for both of us.
Yeah.
And dessert,
and a pitcher of sangria,
drinks.
I mean, you got a massive juice, one of those juice bowls.
Natural hibiscus juice. Yeah.
I mean, you can't beat that, especially, you know, in the middle of Antigua, middle of the day. That price alone would be $120 in America at a regular restaurant. So yeah, we got a big lunch right after the trip, which was nice to refuel, relax, sit around, go get some trinkets as well before our driver got there. But yeah, man, Antigua's a unique place and definitely something you have to check out. But definitely go get you some food after that hike in Antigua. Sit down, relax, enjoy the place a little bit, explore, go to some of the local art shops and things like that. You can explore around and see all the things that people create and design and things like that. It's really cool.
All right, guys, so full cost breakdown, full transparency. We paid about $279 for the both of us, and that's everything included: breakfast, the big boy lunch, the activity for the day, transportation coming back down. So we're at $279. That's about $138 between the both of us, guys. Simple and easy and plain. You can't beat that with a baseball bat. We always try to get you guys the most value. You guys get the most value for your buck. Let us know below if there's something that we do. Eventually, like, comment, subscribe below. Yours, Guatemala.